This episode is brought to you by Squarespace. Create a website quickly and easily today.
Well, this plant right here is the Cocona. And the Cocona is one that I've been trying to find for a while now. And this very kindly is being shown to me by Marco here, who grows it. He has one in his hand right there. That is a ripe Cocona. But first let me show you the... there's some fruits on here. I don't think they're ready to go, but you can see... There's a few in there. So they grow like right at the bottom of the plant like that, and they're kind of fuzzy. Like a big fuzzy tomato. That one over there looks like it's getting ripe. And the Cocona looks like a few things. It looks a little bit like a tomato. It looks a little bit like a persimmon. It is not those things. It is something else. Another thing that it looks like that is very closely related to is the lulo. But as you can see, the Cocona is much larger. And it's a little bit of a lighter color to it. But they are quite, from what I hear, they're quite similar to each other. But let's find out. Let's do a little comparison. Wow. So it looks similar to the inside of the lulo, but it doesn't have a green color inside. Lulo usually does. Let me show you the inside of the lulo. Yeah. So, you can see, side by side, quite similar, but a different color inside. I'm excited about this one. I've been wanting to try this one for a while, because I do love lulo, and this is one that I've seen photos of, but have never been somewhere that sells it. So let's find out what it's like. Oh! It's powerful! It's sharp, sour. That's like a 9 out of 10. Very acidic. These are related to tomatoes, and they don't really taste like tomatoes, but they have a little bit of the savory note that you get from a tomato. And it's also similar to lulo, where it's almost like a little bit citrusy in a way, like a little bit of like an orange or lemon sort of taste, mixed with like a little bit of a savory taste, maybe a touch of cucumber. Also, that's what I'm getting from this. So, similar to lulo, lulo I think tastes like ecto cooler. It tastes like orange high C. It tastes like an orange drink. This has a little bit of that, but a lot of other flavors in there too. What is your opinion on the Cocona?
It's a more creamy fruit and more sour than lulo. Lulo, called naranjilla here in Costa Rica, is very gelatinous. So they are very soft. These ones have more flesh and more of a tart flavor than lulo.
That's a good point, is that you can see it's not just the color that's different, but the texture. The lulo has like a gelatinous sort of like gel kind of texture to it, and the Cocona is more creamy tasting. Definitely similar, but they're also pretty different. So that's cool to try. Thanks for introducing this one to me.
This here is Monstra Deliciosa, and about once a week somebody will ask me if I've reviewed this before. Of course. Since I've reviewed so many fruits already, it's sometimes tricky to find something. Even I will get confused. So what I did is I created a website where I have all of my fruits organized by fruit name, episode, and species. And I did that with Squarespace. I've been using Squarespace for over 7 years. They have different templates that you can pick from, and then there's a web creation tool that you can use to kind of like change things to make it just the way you want them. You can keep it like nice and simple, or you can do complicated things like what I did organizing all the fruit. If you don't have a website, You probably should. So I encourage you to please check out the link in the description below and sign up for a free trial. Then when you're ready to launch, you can go to squarespace.com/weirdexplorer to get 10% off your first domain or website. So I went to a little farmer's market here in San Jose and I found another kind of kokona. And this one, as you can see, is very, very red. It is so red that at first glance I thought this was a tomato. It looks very much like a tomato, but it is not a tomato. Related to them, but it is not a tomato. You can see like the top is very weird looking, and yeah, it's also quite hard. It's not, doesn't really give to pressure. Apparently the kokona fruit, if you leave it on the plant for a long time, eventually it will turn red. Maybe not all varieties do that, but this one does. They had a few that were red like this, and they had a few that were like in between colors, and some of them more like the one that I had earlier on in this episode. So I'm not sure if it's going to be any different, but it is interesting to see. It's a very impressive looking fruit, but yeah, let's see if it tastes different. Yep, inside looks the same. Kind of reminds me of guava when you cut it open. Just the way it's like kind of segmented and has like these little white seeds in it. That's wild. It's different. It's definitely different. It actually has more of a savory tomato-like flavor to it. I mean, it does not taste like tomatoes exactly, but it has more of the quality of a regular tomato. It's almost like a little salty and oniony. I recall the yellow one being very sour. This one's sour, but not as much. It's maybe like 2 lower on the scale. It's not super sweet either. It's around the same sweetness as a tomato. It also reminds me quite a bit of the tree tomato, or Tamarillo. It has a flavor that is kind of like somewhere between a tomato and a guava. It's like a savory kind of guava sort of taste. This is very similar to that. And maybe that's something that happens as they get older and develop like this red color. It gets a little bit more of that savory note. But either way, interesting. Usually when you look up the word kokona, you see the yellow ones. You don't see the red ones. And I think the reason for that is that it's preferred to have it underripe, or less ripe than this. Because when you have it that way, it's going to be more tart and less savory. And how people usually use it is to make a juice, like a sweet juice, and I think that that would be better for it. If you were to try to use this, it's going to have a little savory note to it, which is okay, but I think what would be better for this is to get kind of creative. You know, cut this up and put it on a salad. You know, use it in more of like a savory sort of direction, and you're going to get like a nice fruity taste, but also a tomato taste. And yeah, I think you could do some pretty interesting things with a flavor like that. So I think that's about it. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and I will see you next time with even more fruit from Costa Rica. Bye-bye. I would like to give a big shout out to Smarter Every Day, Loftyrex, and JMac. They are mega patrons over on patreon.com. Patreon, I'm sure you've heard about it, but basically it is how I can afford to go on all the adventures that I go on this channel and how I buy all the fruit that I buy. So if you are interested in supporting the channel, check out the link in the description below. Another way to help out is by going to my website. My website has all my videos organized into categories, which is pretty cool, and I also have t-shirts for sale over there. So check it out, and I will see you all next time.